Emmerdale's most devastating Dale's divorces, MOIRA and CELIA'S emotional breakdown. Is there anything more gut-wrenching than a Dale's breakup? We aren't just talking about the legal papers and custody battles, though heaven knows the Dingles have seen enough of those. We're talking about that specific, shattering moment when a partnership, whether it's romantic, business, or a friendship born of necessity, implodes in spectacular fashion. And right now, all eyes are on MOIRA Dingle and the devastating collapse of her alliance with newcomer Celia Daniels. If you've been glued to your screens this week, you know exactly the scene we're talking about. The woolpack went silent, the air crackled, and then the slap that echoed across the village. But this wasn't just a fight about fraudulent invoices or dodgy turkeys. This was a divorce in the truest emotional sense, a severing of trust that has left our favorite farmer more vulnerable than ever. Let's dive deep into why this specific breakdown is hitting us all right in the feels, and why MOIRA's latest battle might just be her hardest yet. The honeymoon phase, an unlikely alliance. To understand the pain of the breakup, we have to look at the marriage. When Celia Daniels first arrived in the village, she was a breath of fresh air, or at least a fresh pair of hands. MOIRA, famously proud and often stubbornly independent, was drowning. Between her health battles, we haven't forgotten that terrifying brain tumor diagnosis. And the endless financial strain on Butler's farm, she needed a lifeline. Enter Celia. Sharp, capable, and seemingly flush with cash and connections. For a brief, shining moment, it looked like MOIRA had finally found an equal, a partner who understood the grit required to keep a farm running. We saw MOIRA's shoulders drop an inch. We saw her smile. We saw a friendship divorce from the stress that usually plagues her. They were a power couple in the making. The Dingle tenacity meets the Daniels business acumen. But as any seasoned Emmerdale watcher knows, if something looks too good to be true in the Dales, it usually involves a dark secret or a hidden agenda. The betrayal, more than just business. The infidelity in this relationship didn't happen in a hotel room, it happened in the paperwork. The revelation that Celia had been forging MOIRA's signature on invoices was the catalyst, but the emotional betrayal ran deeper. MOIRA didn't just trust Celia with her bank account, she trusted her with her reputation. For a woman like MOIRA, who has fought tooth and nail to be respected as a formidable businesswoman in a male-dominated world, this was a direct strike at her identity. When MOIRA discovered the truth, that Celia wasn't just cutting corners, but actively framing her for fraud, it was the equivalent of finding lipstick on the collar. It was the realization that the person you let into your sanctuary was actually casing the joint. The devastation here is palpable because MOIRA let her guard down. After everything she's been through with Kane, with her kids, with her health, she allowed herself to lean on someone, and that support turned out to be a trapdoor. The woolpack war, the divorce proceedings. Every devastating Dale's divorce needs a courtroom, and ours is the woolpack. The confrontation we witnessed was a masterclass in tension. MOIRA, fueled by that righteous, fiery Dingle anger we love so much, stormed in looking for accountability. She wanted the truth. She wanted an apology. What she got was gaslighting of the highest order. This is where the breakdown shifted from business dispute to psychological warfare. Instead of owning her deceit, Celia flipped the script with a cruelty that left us gasping. She didn't just deny the fraud, she weaponized MOIRA's medical history against her. Are you sure you're not confused again, MOIRA? Is the tumor back? Ouch. That moment was the death knell of their relationship. It was cruel, calculated, and designed to humiliate MOIRA in front of her community. It played on MOIRA's deepest, darkest fear, that she is losing control of her own mind. The slap that followed? It was inevitable. It was a physical manifestation of MOIRA's snapping point. But as satisfying as it might have been in the split second, the aftermath was instant regret. You could see it in MOIRA's eyes, the realization that she had played right into Celia's hands. She didn't look like the victim of fraud. She looked like the unstable woman Celia painted her to be. Why this split hits harder than a romance. We've seen MOIRA split from Kane. We've seen her mourn John. We've seen her heart break 1,000 ways. But this divorce from Celia feels uniquely isolating. Why? Because it attacks MOIRA's competency. When MOIRA fights with Kane, it's usually about passion, protection, or family secrets. It's a battle of hearts. But this battle with Celia is a war for MOIRA's sanity and her livelihood. Celia is threatening to take away the one thing that keeps Moira grounded: the farm. Furthermore, this storyline touches on a very real, very relatable fear. How many of us have trusted a new friend or colleague, only to realize they were using us? The embarrassment of being duped is a heavy cloak to wear. Moira is currently wearing it, and it's weighing her down. She's terrified of the legal consequences, yes, but she's also mourning the loss of her judgment. She's asking herself, how did I not see this coming? The fallout, fear and isolation. Post-breakup, Moira is in a dangerous place. She is isolated. She feels foolish. And with Celia playing the injured party to perfection. Seriously, Jay Griffiths is delivering a villain performance for the ages. Moira is fighting an uphill battle to clear her name. The tragedy of this divorce is that it forces Moira back into her shell. She's putting the armor back on, the walls are going up higher than ever. It's hard to see her retreat into that mode of survival where she trusts no one, not even those who genuinely love her. We are watching a woman who has survived a brain tumor and the death of a child be brought to her knees by a signature on a piece of paper and a friend with a heart of ice. It's frustrating, it's heartbreaking, and it is compelling television. The verdict. So, is this Emmerdale's most devastating divorce? It's certainly the most psychological. While it lacks the romantic sobbing of a Dingle breakup, it has all the hallmarks of a classic tragedy: hubris, betrayal, and a public fall from grace. Celia Daniels has proven to be a formidable foe, not because she is physically stronger, but because she knows exactly where to stick the knife to make Moira bleed out. But if we know one thing about Moira Dingle, it's this: she is a survivor. The marriage to Celia is over. The divorce papers or legal summons are served, but the battle for Butler's farm and for Moira's dignity is just beginning. Celia may have won the battle at the Woolpack, but she has underestimated the war. You do not back a Dingle into a corner and expect them to stay there. Moira may be down, bruised, and currently looking like the crazy ex-business partner, but the comeback is going to be legendary. We can't wait to see her rise from the ashes of this disastrous alliance and remind everyone, especially Celia, exactly who runs this village. What do you think? We want to hear from you, the Dales devoted. Team Moira or Team Chaos? Do you think Moira went too far with the slap, or did Celia deserve every bit of it? The gaslighting. Was Celia's comment about the tumor the lowest blow in recent Emmerdale history? Predictions. How do you think Moira will prove her innocence? Will Kane step in, or does Moira need to fight this one alone? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get a debate going. Just try to keep it friendlier than a Woolpack showdown.